German Chancellor Angela Merkel is hosting a post-Brexit summit in Berlin to discuss the aftermath of UK's decision to leave. The President of the European Council, Donald Tusk, French President Francois Hollande and Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi are expected to attend the meeting. Merkel has already expressed her great regret for the UK's decision and is calling for unity among EU members. Let's cross to Elena Casas in Berlin, where she's following the meeting. Elena, there's been multiple heavyweight meetings every day ever since the Brexit referendum. What's likely to come out of this one?
Well, the big question is just how soon Merkel and Hollande are going to decide that Britain should be shoved out of the door of the EU after the referendum vote. As you heard in that report earlier, the European foreign ministers from the EU's 6 founding members who met here in Berlin on Saturday very much came to the conclusion that David Cameron should be forced to trigger Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, that is to say, give other EU members formal notification that Britain chooses to leave as soon as this week. Their point of view is that to help the rest of the EU consolidate and move forward, Britain should be forced to start its formal negotiations to leave and pushed out, indeed, as quickly as possible. Now, yesterday Angela Merkel started playing the good cop, if you like, in relation to Britain, saying that they should be allowed to set their own timetable. And certainly diplomats here are saying that Merkel very much wants to see what direction the UK wants to take its relationship with the EU before starting formal negotiations. That's to say, she wants to see who the next Prime Minister is, she wants to see some of the political chaos in Britain settle down. If there has to be a general election, she's happy to wait until after it, until we know what the next British government wants to do and what kind of relationship they'd like to build with the EU before forcing Britain to trigger Article 50 and start that formal negotiation process.
Elena, the Brexit outcome came as a shock to almost everyone, really. Have you seen a shift in tone from European leaders now that they've had a few days to digest this and possibly formulate a plan?
I think on Friday they were in denial and then they were panicking briefly, but now they've decided that if the UK is going to go, then it should go, and many think as soon as possible. There's a great deal of determination to make this leaving as difficult and as painful for Britain as possible in order to put off any other countries from sorry, I have to cough. For holding a similar referendum. Of course, the far-right Eurosceptics across Europe, including Marine Le Pen's Front National in France and some parties in Denmark and the Netherlands, have been very much emboldened by this to talk about holding their own referendum.
OK, Elena, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us.